Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Let's give our praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakar, Kadash. That one said the apostles, great millstone. Salutations to all you Akims and Aqua, pushing the truth. Is Yahweh Kanan coming in. It's the year of prophecy, proselytes, sellouts. I forgot the other one. So you know I'm throw my little one in there. Fuck niggas. So yeah, I was at work, talking to one of my coworkers, and he was like, yeah, I guess he had some crush on some Native American girl, and he going to, well, yeah, you know they came over here, you know, through because I was like, well, who's the first, like, you know, first people over here? He was like, well, yeah, you know, they came through the Bering Strait, and I'm like, what? I said, bro, you still pushing that lie? Ah, hell nah. So he was just like, well, what you mean? I'm like, no, bro. No, that ain't what happened. So this is what they, you know, they taught us all that in school. So we're gonna get it again and show it to y'all. The Northern Kingdom. It's a ancestry Native Americans migrated from Serbia to North America across the Bering Strait is what they call it. A vast land bridge formed during the last ice age, roughly 15,000 to over 25,000 years ago. Even though the Earth 12,000 years according to the Bible. These early hunter-gatherers moved in ways populating the American, adopted to diverse environment, and are the ancestry of modern indigenous people, right? And they tell you how the land bridge dropped sea level during the last glacier maximum roughly 25,000 plus years ago, exposed a vast area of land between Asia and North America, not just a thin bridge. Even though you will freeze to death up there, but here you go with 6-month-year-olds, 2-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 80-year-olds, 60-year-olds, 90-year-olds walking hundreds of miles across land that's negative 60. And I'm supposed to believe this. But why wouldn't you believe it when it's the only thing that you have to go off of? Because Esau is a liar. See that? And the scriptures tell us that. Which let me get it. Oh, that's some bullshit. My fucking book finally ripped. Oh, I'm salty. Oh, no. Damn, I'm salty. I'm finna take this shit out this one. Yeah, we still got that one page. Salakia, give me a second. Oh, yeah. We gotta get busy on this. I need my structure, too. This goes in here. This goes in here like this. Okay, so let's get it. Let's get that, what's that? Job 13:4. Let's see, one thing you're gonna learn about Esau, the white man, is he lied about every goddamn thing. You don't know how far he lied until you know. You be like, damn. But it's all good. Because the scriptures identify who this guy is, why he doing what he doing, and how he go about doing it. So this Job 13:4. This Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physician of no value. See that? Esau is the forger of lies. So he made up that whole story. That's how the natives got here. Because see, he didn't want you to know who they was and how they got here. Because that's a mystery. Well, today we're going to break that mystery, right? Because one thing we know, that in this book, Nature Knows No Color Line, by J.A. Rogers, if you ain't got it, you better get it. Right? You have right here, page 234, how it show Negroes being in America before Columbus. And I'm going to read it. They say Negroes in America before Columbus. Head of the Omnics dynasty is about 500 AD. Reproduced in American Museum of Natural History, New York, so it's real. Origin weighs about 5 tons. See others in sex and race, right? So why was this African statue? Because, that's a talking point. Well, we was here first and stuff because we got statues, and they'll bring up that. Now, why was that here? Let's get it. We're going to give y'all the history. Because, see, we know our history. This First Kings. Take notes. Oops. Take notes. First Kings. Damn, I can't see. Let's get that. First Kings 10 and 22. That one started 22? Okay, I'm gonna start at 22. It's a Salakia. I gotta note my shit too. This First Kings 10 and say 22. For the king had at sea a navy of Tarshish with the navy of Haram. See that? Which was the Africans. The Africans was tributary to Solomon, and they was his navy fleet. Once in 3 years came the navy of Tarshish. And remember, that's very important. Once in 3 years. So they had to go somewhere. It took a year and a half to get there, and it took a year and a half to get back. It's a once in 3 years came the navy of Tarshish, bringing gold and silver, ivory, and apes and peacocks. So Solomon exceeded all the kings of the earth for riches. And why was that? Because Solomon had access to North, Central, and South America. While everybody was over in the East, Solomon had access to this whole side of the world. And he used the navy of, what's his name? Haram to do it. So King Solomon exceeded all the kings of the earth for riches and wisdom, and all the earth sought to Solomon to hear his wisdom, which God has put in his heart. Lob in Hebrew is mine. And they brought every man his present, vessel of silver and vessels of gold and garments and armor and spices, horses, mules, a rate year by year. Mule, a rate year by year, right? So Solomon already knew about America and had the wisdom knowledge. So what happened after that? Because how did if the 12 tribes consist of the Northern Kingdom, 12 tribes is the Native Americans, the Mexicans, the Argentinians, see that? Central and South America, see that? And the whole America, all the Native Americans, the Eskimos, all of the Native American tribes that was all throughout the United States, going all the way into Central America, which get your Colombians, into South America. All of those people, I'm going to show you how they got here. The second Ezra 13 and 40. The second Ezra, damn, I hate my book like this. The second Ezra 13 and this book's so little. I'm gonna start at 39. 12 and 32. It say, and whereas thou sawest that they gather another peaceable multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king. See that? To whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captives, and he carried them over the rivers, so they came unto another land. See that? To Assyria. It say, But they took the counsel among themselves that they should leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. See that? And how did they know where never mankind dwelt? North America. How did they know that? Because Solomon, their king, already was previous to know about all those lands, Central South America, North, Central, and South America. Because he was already sending Hiram over here to get the gold, the silver, the peacocks, and all those different things. And that's what First Kings was talking about. And that's why the Africans left what? The Omen dynasty head over here to prove that they was over here. So you can't deny these facts. They's working for Solomon, the Africans. So that's why they left a statue, and Yahushua had them leave a statue. So now they said we finna go to another land where man never dwelt before, right? And let's see what they was gonna do when they got there. He said, "Were carried away prisoners out of their own land in time of the king Hosea the king, whom Salmanezar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the water. So they came them into another land, but they took counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land." See that? So remember what they supposed to do. They supposed to be keeping their statutes, which they weren't doing before. And it said, which they never kept in their own land, and they entered into Euphrates by the narrow place of the river. See that? So let's get it. Let's get this. So they entered into the narrow place, right, of the Euphrates River. Let's get that. Euphrates River, as you can see. So Assyria is up through here, right? So they go into Euphrates right here. Boom. And they go right into Euphrates. They go into what? The Gulf. Do I got like a world map? Right. So here it is again. Persian Gulf. Right? And they go past all what we talking about right now. See that? That whole thing that's going on, the Strait of Hormuz and all that shit. Well, guess what? The 10 tribes went that way too. They go through the Euphrates River that leads here. Boom. Euphrates River leads here. Boom. They go down. They come around there. Right? And what do? When they come through the Euphrates rivers, they go through there, the Gulf of Aden. And what they do, they got to come out and they got to come around. And as they coming around, this is called the this is the, come on, bro. You come out here, you gotta go, either you come here through here or come around, doesn't matter. But when you come around, damn, Salaki on that. When you come down here, you come around, you have to come around the Horn of Africa, where the Indian Ocean meet South Atlantic Ocean, and this is where all your heavy cyclones and all those things happening. Matter of fact, let me pull it up. Horn of Africa and the cyclones. They say, what is special about the Horn of Africa? The Horn of Africa is special as the cradle of humanity, the hotspot featuring unique spices. No, we don't want that. Horn of Africa and the cyclone. I don't know why. I gotta get a mouse to this motherfucker. They don't want to bring up. Hold on, Salaki. I was just doing this shit. Okay. It's the role played by tropical cyclones is local rainfall in the Horn of Africa nearby area in the first time. I wonder what the fuck was that noise? Examine an average 1.5 cyclone of any intensity per year is observed over the western Arabian Sea. They occur in two different seasons, May, June, and stuff. But everybody knows this is where the worstest weather and things to be. So for them to be having to travel that way, that was dangerous. To come out there and to make it through here, because once you come around that horn, look what's on the other side. As soon as you come over here, you can hit all these lands, and this is how the natives got here. They came through the Horn of Africa and came up here, and they landed in all these areas. And the tribes broke themselves up. You see, Issachar, Ephraim, Manasseh, and all the other different tribes, all through here. See that? So that Bering Strait, some bullshit. But let's finish the. So yeah, Esau, you failed again. So let's keep going. The second Exodus, 13. I'm gonna start over. And 39. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him, these are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, who Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captives. And he carried them over the waters. And so they came into another land, but they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of heathens and go forth into a further country where the never mankind dwell, that they might there keep their statutes. See? And I'm going to show you that too. But let's go into this other part. It said, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow place of the river. For the Most High then showed signs. So that's what's they guide. Because you would be like, well, how did they know where they was going? And there's so much, that's such a wide ocean. How did they know? Easy. For the Most High then showed signs, just like Christopher Columbus got Elmo Fire, which was a chariot, for them. See that? And held still the floods till they were passed over. See that? So Yahweh shall stop the cyclones from happening until they got through. It said, for though the country there was a great ways to go, nearly of a year and a half, and the same region is called Ashtaroth, meaning new land. So what did it say? A year and a half. See that? Now why did it say a year and a half? Because why did it take them a year and a half? See, all you smart people, you paying attention. It's y'all screaming the answer out right now. That's because First King just said, right, now you paying attention. This First Kings 10 and 22. For the king had at sea a navy of Tarshish with the navy of Haram. Once in 3 years came the navy of Tarshish, bringing gold and silver, ivory, apes, and peacocks. See? So there you go. Now you understand, and understanding is half the battle, right? It said, until they were passed over, for though that country there was a great way to go, nearly of a year and a half, and the same name is Ashtaroth. Then dwelt they there until the lighter time. See, that means to the end of time. They're supposed to be here until the end of days. And now when they shall begin to come, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, and they shall may go through. So that's it right there. But the point is that remember what they said, that they was going to keep their statues when they get to this new land, right? So if what I'm saying is true, it should be some type of archaeology or something. So let's get it. So let's get the first one. Issachar. It say the Les Lunas stone or commandment rock is a 80-ton boulder near Las Lunas, New Mexico, bearing a deeply carved, abbreviated version of the Ten Commandments in what? Paleo-Hebrew, Phoenician script. See that? And then it tell you why some act like this ain't true and all that shit. But no, that's why the Issachar did what they did, because that's what they said they was going to do. Now let's go to Gad. See that? The Cherokees are Gad. The Bat Creek stone is a 19th century artifact found in Tennessee, often debated as evidence of pre-Columbus transocean contact. Discovered in 1886 by the Smithsonian, the stone featured an inscription later initially thought to be Cherokee, but later interpreted by some as Paleo-Hebrew. Most experts consider it a hoax, right? Because y'all trying to hide that shit. Now I got one more that just came to my mind, Salakia. I got one more that just came to my mind. Come on, it's gonna come back. You got the Bat Creek Stone. You got the Les Lunas. It was one more. Oh, here it is. In Puerto Rico, they found Hebrew inscriptions on stones. Ha ha ha. In the 1880s, Father Jose Marie, I'm fucking his name up, Noraz, discovered around 800 engraved stones in Puerto Rico. See that? Known as the Nazaro Collection, which he believed feature Hebrew or Phoenician script. And why do they keep bringing up Phoenician when they say Hebrew? I'm finna show y'all. I'm finna show y'all why they keep saying Phoenician and Hebrew. This is why. Because now we got this book, Far Out Discoveries, right? By who? Yeah, The World Far Out Adventures, The Best World Explorer, all that shit, right? Because you got to see what's going on in the world. Now, in this book, I'm going to show you why they keep saying Phoenician. Hold on, I got my shit tabbed. You know, we ain't got time to play. Oh, that was Columbus, here it is. And of course, you know this page is going to be. So, here it is. Now, when you look at this, I'm going to show it to y'all real fast. Now, when you look at this, damn, you can see it. It say, what? Look at the page first. What page is this? Northern Semitic. See that? Early Phoenician. See that? Early Phoenician. Early Hebrew. See the same writing? Phoenician, early, then it gets to Greek. But the reason why I keep saying Phoenician, Paleo, is because it's the same writing. You go all the way down. See it? It's just altered just a little bit. See that? All the way down. All the way into the numbers. See that? This is what you don't supposed to know. That these three tracks is the same thing. See, the Moabites, they even spoke the same language because they come from Lot. So yeah, that's why that Paleo is on all these stones, because these are the Israelites that came over here, not through no goddamn Bering Strait, but Yahushua held the floods back and told them and instructed us exactly how they got here. And they even made the movie with Christopher Columbus where he even said it. Salaki, let me get it. Movie Christopher Columbus say Ezra's is how he find the northern hemisphere. 1492. I'm gonna see. Let me see. No, this ain't it. Salaki, it must be the other. Salaki. Movie of Christopher Columbus saying he used Esdras. Hold on. Let me type it in because it's trying not to give it to me. Here it is. Yeah, sir.
Why do you wish to sail west?
To open a new route to Asia. Asia is the richest kingdom, the land of spices and gold. At the moment, there are only two ways of reaching it. By sea, sailing around the African continent. The journey takes a year. Or by land. But the Turks have closed this route to all Christians.
Year and a half.
There is a third way.
Born to Africa.
By sailing west across the ocean sea.
The distance is unknown. It's said to be infinite.
Superstition. I believe the Indies are no more than 750 leagues west of
See
the
how they got the
Canary
other map, other side empty?
So certain.
Islands.
No man has been on that side.
Toscanelli, Marin de Tir, Esdras.
Esdras is a Jew.
So what's worse?
2 minutes, and already you're a dead man.
See that?
For telling the truth?
Yes. We are burning people for less. The man you're about to confess.
See that? He said they bury people for less. He said what? What I'm gonna get in trouble for telling the truth? That I'm using the book of Esdras? What the man said, but that's a Jew. And what did I just read out of? Second Esdras. Let me show y'all the chapter. Second Esdras. 13 and 39. You can see it for yourself. See? So the point is, man, Esau is a liar. History. And we here to reclaim and show our people what's the truth. Because that's what time it is. Yahushua said you should know the truth and the truth shall set you free. That's it. So now let's get these last two scriptures and then we out of here. This 1 Corinthians 3:19. That's why, hey, Israel, like that said, wake up. It's 1 Corinthians 3:19. It's for the wisdom of the world is foolish with God. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. See that? Esau thought he was crafty the way he crafted all that bullshit, bearing straight and all this. Man, get out of here. It say, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and again, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. See that? They vain. So they came up with all this Hollywood production, and this shit still ain't work. Let's keep going. This 1 Corinthians 1:20. Let me slide this over. 1 Corinthians 1:20. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Has not God made foolish the wisdom of this world? See, that was foolish to come up with that and say, oh, bearing straight. And that's why when I criticized it, like, so you telling me 5-year-old, 6-month-old babies, 80-year-old, they can pitch tent in -40-degree weather? And you notice they don't tell you how long it took them. God made foolish the wisdom of this world. For after that, in the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom knew not God. It pleased God by the foolishness of preachers to save them that believe. And that's why we do it. For the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom. And that's what y'all have become. Y'all have become Hellenized. It said, and the Greeks seek after wisdom. But we preach Yahushua crucifixion, unto the Jews a stumbling block. Why y'all doing all that? And unto the Greeks foolishness. Right. I ain't wasting my time being out there when I'm trying to live. But unto them which are called, both Jews and Greeks. Hold on. Greeks, Yahushua, the power of God and the wisdom of God, because the foolishness of God is wiser than man, and the weakness of God is stronger than man. It said, for you see, you are called brethren now, that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. But God has chosen the foolish things of the world to confine the wise. And that's what you just see me do. Here I am, the foolish, broken language, mispronouncing words, all kind of stuff. But I got the 100% truth, and I just showed it to you. I got all the facts. Why? Because that's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, not of my own. So, hey, Esau been lying. We're going to keep breaking this lies down. And, nah, that bearing straight shit, no good. You just got it with that. Shalom.